But so anyway, we'll start off with pre-flop, which I raised, and even that you could say you could debate with this lineup that a limp would be better. You're definitely not going to fold pocket fours with this many people who are typically going to see a flop, which as we see, 7 ways for 2 bets. With getting 4s, 7 ways, 2 bets, I'm perfectly fine with that just because of times that I flop a set and being able to, therefore with a huge pot, people will call with no pair, no draw, or other type of hands that are drawing very slim or dead, or they flop a pair and are able to turn 2 pair and I get to put in a ton of bets, or they turn trips and I turn a full house, that kind of stuff. But anyway, it's as we probably know by now, it's a very good multi-way hand, but that's not really the point of the hand. Which especially, I mean, like, if some of these, I suppose before, one other pre-flop detail, like, how we see, like, pre-flop raise a 10, 15, 6, 6, 10, 20. I guess 20 is kind of large for a full ring game, but most of the guys are pretty passive, so if there were, like, more hyper-aggressive guys behind you, especially if there were hyper-aggressive guys in one of these 3 seats, like, right behind me, I probably wouldn't want to raise, because I don't want it going, me raising and hyper-aggressive guy MP1 3-betting and then getting, like, 1 or 2 cold callers, and now I'm playing pocket 4s for 4 bets, like, 3 or 4 ways, out of position with a hand that prefers either 1 opponent or, like, 6 or 7. But so yeah, it's a pretty perfect storm to make either limping or raising. Pretty much either way is fine. I prefer raising just for the reason of tying people to pots the times I do flop a set. So anyway, we get kind of a mixed bag flop here. Like you like your 4s, but at the same time with 6 other opponents and people who are fairly passive, you're afraid of, at least like the hand like played out. I was like, if it checked to me, do I bet? Like I still have to face 6 other hands here, like who's folding anything, or 6 other hands, like what are the odds somebody has a queen? So like as like small blind checked and big blind checked, like these like quick little 5-second mental debate went on in my mind, and with I'm running bad side of me feeling like I should just check and see what happens, because if it goes like bet raise 3-bet or bet raise call like or something like that, I can pretty safely fold my hand. But anyway, check, I still bet. I mean, the ultimate factor underlying all this is when pot's already $210 and I'm betting 15 into it, if I check and it gets checked around, I'm giving, who knows, maybe I'm giving the whole deck worth of overcards where only like a queen or a 3 or 4 will be good cards for me. I mean, the pot's $210. I made it big by raising pre-flop. Betting is going to be the correct play, even if I feel like most of the time somebody's going to have a queen or enough people will call, and then I'll be putting money in not that good just because the whole deck is going to end up being against me on the turn or river. But I still think it's a bet, just mainly due to the $210, and if I can knock a few people out, and it's nice to make it so that there's only 6 or 8 cards that can burn you on the turn and river instead of having plausibly 20 or more between the hands like 7-6 that get to see a turn or any other type of hands. So we ended up with only 2 callers. That's actually a pretty good scenario here. Now, I mean, $255 pot. The turn, depending on the card, it's $30. I still think, I mean, you have to be like a little leery of what MP1 can have, but I guess when I put, this ended up showing up as a 1 for aggression factor. I just kind of estimated he was about a 0.7 or 0.8, but it rounded up to a 1, and this guy, the button's even more passive. Like, this says 1, I'd say it's probably more like a 0.5 or 0.6, so neither of these guys are too aggressive. I feel like like MP1's pretty passive. I feel like he could have a range of like Jack 10, any kind of pocket pair. He could have a queen. He could have, like, I know like a lot of people be like, well, if he had like pocket 6s, wouldn't he raise you on the flop? But this guy is the kind of guy that generally only raises when he has the real goods. He looks at it as, well, pocket 6s, I'm losing the trips, I'm gonna call and see where I'm at. That's just like the way I feel like he'd play the hand. Or even like Ace 7, he could have like an Ace Jack. He's just a pretty passive player.